Then we move on to the final division in the AFC, the AFC West, with the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs at number 1. They didn't make too many big-time offseason gains, and they did suffer a few losses, but I do believe the team will stay around the same level of wins and losses for the second year in a row. They just won a Super Bowl. They feel on top of the world. They still got Mahomes and arguably the best offense in the league. They didn't really lose any big-time pieces from that offense. I believe that offense will stick at the top, and that will be what carries them to a 13-3 record. I have the Chargers at 5-11, the second in the AFC West. It's interesting. The Chiefs do great, but pretty much every other team in the AFC West does pretty bad. And the Chargers sit at 5-11. In terms of the offseason moves, they traded for Trey Turner. They re-signed Eckler, franchised Hunter Henry, the tight end. Signed Beluga, O-tackle. They signed Linval Joseph, a D-tackle. They signed Chris Harris Jr., a cornerback. Made lots of nice additions, but again, and I'll recap about why I'm so focused on these quarterbacks at the end of the episode, but I don't love the idea of Tyrod Taylor starting. I really, really, really don't. We've seen Tyrod Taylor start in the past. He's nobody special based on what we've seen. He can't seem to sustain long-term success. And I feel like he'll have a good start to the season. Again, maybe a 2-2, 3-2, 4-3 type of start. But then it's really going to fall apart moving into the season. Now the the Raiders follow them at 5-11. They signed Corey Littleton, Nick Kwiatkowski, I think I'm pronouncing that right. He's a linebacker. Eli Apple, Malik Collins, Jason Witten, and Nelson Aguilar. They got some nice moves defensively and a couple of okay offensive adds in Jason Witten and Nelson Aguilar. But similar to the Chargers and Broncos, I feel as though the quarterback position's uncertainty will ultimately mean the death of them. I just do. Now, going on to the Broncos, the last team in the AFC with the worst record, mind you, the second worst behind the Bengals at 4-12. They kept safety Justin Simmons. They traded for A.J. Boyd. They traded for Jarrell Casey. Signed an offensive lineman in Glasgow. They signed Melvin Gordon. Signed Shelly Harris. Signed Nick Vannett. Now, I like the additions, but I don't love the team overall. I do feel like Drew Lock will struggle in his sophomore season quite a bit. He had a really nice run in those. I think he went 4-1 going in as the starting quarterback to finish off the season, and that's really promising. I think Drew Lock has some real promise in the future, but I don't think he's there yet. I think that the pressure of starting out the season and the pressure that teams are going to put on him with some film to look at now is really going to hurt him. And I feel like the Broncos are really going to have a tough year this year. And I just don't see the Broncos doing much better than around the 4-12 to 6-10 range. I don't have their ceiling very, very high at all. I just don't.